welcome to KO tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have completed with the texturing of this particular living room over here. So let's continue with the lighting part. So let's go into this and let's take a VraySun. So we are going to create a source right from this window over here. So I'll go into this. I can change the filter color. I've already added one light. The similarly will be adding this. So I have changed the filter color over here. Also I'll go over here slightly. I'll shuffle it over here, select the light, and I have changed the intensity of this light. So if you want to see the light how it looks like, so let's go into this. I'll go into the rendering, go into render setup over here. So let's go into the render setup. So into the render setup, it's opening over here, and let's just activate this IPR settings over here. So I can just activate the IPR and see how it looks like. So just rendering this. As you can see now, the light is a one way directional light. You can see it's coming from a window. So there are some areas where it is totally dark over here, as you can see. Let's just slightly reduce it. So select the light, and now you can see that we have changed the turbidity as well. So I'll make this as 2.7, and ozone I'll keep it as 0.7 for now. Also now what I'll be doing over here is like, I'll again go over here, I'm sorry, let's just pause this, and I'll add one V-Ray light. We'll just add one V-Ray light. I'll just make this as a left view over here. I'll add one V-Ray light right from this direction in this way, in the form of a fill light. So I'll slightly tilt it over here. So now again go back to the camera view, select this, again activate this over here. Now you see that the light illumination is very high. So I'll just select the light first. So let's go into the modify over here. So let's go into the modify. And I'll just make the multiplier as 1. I'll go back to the temperature. I'll slightly change the temperature over here. I've just made it as 1. If you want, you can slightly increase it if needed. You can slightly increase the multiplier of the light. And let's go into the options. I'll off the cast shadow, double sided, invisible. So I don't want to see the light dome, or kind of we can say. So double sided looks very bright. So I'll just go into this and I'll just make it as 1 over here. Still the light is very high. We can make it to 0.5. This is a bit better now. Yeah, this looks better. Also, let's go into the rendering, go into the render setup. So we'll go with the some basic render settings. So sampler will make it as bucket over here as usual. Image filter, I'll take it as a Catmull room. Let's go down. I'll go into this. I'll reduce the noise threshold to 0.001, and in the environment, GI environment, if you see, I have a color over here. We'll just change it. So what we are doing over here is like, as you can see, in the GI environment, if you want to add something, we can add an HDRI. Color mapping, I'll keep it as exponential, and in the primary engine, I'll keep it as iridescence map. This is okay, perfect over here. And let's render it once again. Can just render it once again over here. So we can render some light passes as well later on. Now again I'll go over here. We can take one HDRI. So let's go into the material editor. I'll call a HDRI over here. So let's just call HDRI map. So if we have a good HDRI map, we can utilize that. So I'll just go into this. Okay, we do have some HDRI maps over here. We can utilize that if needed. Okay, we can take such maps and I'll make it as spherical. Let's go into the environment, and if you want, I can just add this HDRI map over here. Again, you can just render it. So go into rendering, go into the render setup. So I'll go into the render setup over here. And into that, let's go down into the GI environment. I can just drag this over here. and let's render it again. Okay, so I have added this one HDRI map over here. If you don't need it, we can just remove that. So I'll just clear it and let's render it again. Okay, nothing much difference over here. You can add it. And if you want, you can even add it into the reflection and refraction as well. So let's render it again. Okay, it's looking more darker. So let's clear it. I'll clear it here as well, and over here go into the material, and you can call some other HDRI if needed. So we have n number of HDRIs over here. We can take any HDRI map. So we can take any of the HDRI maps over here. Ground projection, so just drag it over here, go into rendering, environment, drag it over here. Alright, now what we can do over here is like we can add one more light over here. So I have already added one light over here. Let's take one more light right from this axis over here in this way, and I'll just go into this. I'll just minimize it and I'll just render it again one more time. You see that it's looking very flat. So I'll just change the temperature. I'll slightly push it towards white over here. I'll off this double sided and I'll render it again to just give a bit of feel over here, fill light kind of. So you can add some cast shadows as well if needed. We can add that over here. Again I'll select this and I'll slightly increase the intensity multiplier for this light. Alright, that looks better. So I have added some lights over here as well. Alright, now with a lesser intensity, I'll take one light, I'll just reduce its size over here, push it up, drag it over here at the corner, and if you want you can just make it as a dome as well. So you can just make it as a dome light. I'll just save the file once. So let's go back over here. and let's go into this, say the IPR again, into this. Okay, now looks better. So select this light, okay, point 2 slightly, all right. Cast shadows, I'll just off that. Invisible, you can just keep that off. All right, so let it render now. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the coming tutorial. So we'll be going with some more lighting stuff into this. So thanks for watching this tutorial.